For the record, Sue Mussey Kempf's family never owned a bulldozer. But if her parents could have envisioned the gender barrier she'd destroy in hockey, they just might have bought one as the family vehicle. Born in Menominee to Jack and Lois, her family moved to Madison's east side when she was 5. There was a well-worn path from the Mussey house to La Follette High School, where brothers Steve, Rick, and Joe and sister Diane all played sports. Sue's father was a two-sport college athlete. Sue's brothers were responsible for her interest in sports, and all of the kids played whatever sport was in season. Her brothers played hockey. Sue and her sister were figure skaters. Well, Sue was anyway, for about 2 weeks before she traded in her figure skates for speed skates. The Musseys flooded their backyard every winter for their boys, but Sue pestered her dad to let her play too. Dad caved, and she was 8 when she started. Sue and her brothers were pretty serious about backyard hockey. They'd play at their house or a neighbor's after school, then traipse home for dinner, which they ate, by the way, with their skates still laced, and then, without having to do the dishes, went back outside until they were literally freezing or it was bedtime. Once the ice melted, the East Madison Little League Diamonds were her second home. She played baseball and softball. Mussey Kempf began her competitive career smashing the gender barrier in youth hockey. This trailblazer put on the goalie pads for the Madison East Youth Hockey Association, becoming the first girl to play on a Dane County boys team. The gender barrier fell again at the elite travel hockey level when Sue became the first girl to play on the Madison Capitals boys bantam team. Her time with the Caps was punctuated by her selection to the All-Star team at a tournament in St. Louis. At that same tournament, coaches from 2 Canadian teams told her coaches, none other than Marlo Suter and Paul Ryan, that they wouldn't play a team with a girl because they just didn't do those things in Canada. Her coaches laughed and invited the Canadian teams to go ahead and forfeit. The Caps ended up playing both Canadian teams, and with Sue in net, beat them both. Her time with the Caps provided the confidence to break the gender barrier once again at La Follette. In 1980, she became the first girl to play in Wisconsin boys high school hockey history. On the high school softball field, she was something special too. The Lancers girls softball program was loaded back in the day with a roster full of talented upperclasswomen. Her father's insistence back in Little League to learn multiple positions was key, and she made the Lansing varsity as a freshman. She was a 4-year starter and knocked in multiple All-City and Big 8 conference honors. Sue earned a scholarship to play goalie in college. She was a 4-year starter for the Providence College women's hockey team, winning all sorts of honors. Among them, the Providence Female Rookie of the Year, the Providence College Athlete of the Year, ECAC Tournament MVP, and All-Star. She won 2 conference championships at Providence and rewrote the record books there, finishing in 4 top 10 career categories: goals against average, save percentage, total saves, and games played. In addition to her 4 letters in hockey, she won 4 more playing women's softball. She was a 4-year starter in the infield and circled the bases more often than not, winning all Northeast region honors. With her college playing days behind her, it was only a matter of time before she transitioned to coaching, and what better place to start than at Providence? Mussey Kempf was an assistant coach in 3 sports there: women's hockey, softball, and field hockey. Later, she was the assistant head coach for Providence women's hockey. Moving back to Madison, she coached for the Madison Capitals and worked in administration for the Badger State games. She was also an assistant coach in the Wisconsin Challengers girls youth hockey program. Ohio State women's hockey came calling, and off she went to be an assistant for 5 years. One constant during all of her stops was as an instructor at Bill Howard's goaltending school for 20 years. Hard to believe there's time for hobbies, but she and husband Terry have several, from pheasant hunting to laid-back times at their cabin. Naturally, they're big Packers fans and make the pilgrimage to Lambeau every season. Today's headlines overflow with the accomplishments and backstories of inspirational female leaders worldwide. But back in the day, Sue Mussey Kempf was a true pioneer in Wisconsin, bashing gender barriers wherever she went. Surprising maybe, she never faced the negative backlash faced by other female athletes. Sue says it's an honor and a privilege to be inducted into this distinguished group. She's the first to say how fortunate she's been to have had the extraordinary support of her parents, siblings, teammates, and coaches along her trailblazing path. Her experiences are near to her heart and never more than a thought away. The Madison Sports Hall of Fame and Strand Associates Incorporated are honored to welcome Sue Mussey Kempf into the class of 2021.